The private voluntary organization bill is really a retrogressive bill that the Parliament of Zimbabwe must not be considering at all. It is a bill that is meant to limit civic space. And if you look at, the policy documents from government, even when you look at NDS, especially the re-engagement policy, you actually see that human rights issues around civic space are very central to re-engagement, and we do not expect this kind of bill to be considered by Parliament at a time that the government of Zimbabwe is trying to re-engage with the international community. This bill also seeks to give too much power to the minister to interfere with the operations of government organizations in PVO, and we do not think that that is democratic. We also think that it goes against freedoms of assembly and association that are protected by the Constitution of Zimbabwe. The private voluntary organization bill is really a bill that we are not supposed to be considering at this time, given that we've got a drought situation in the country. In fact, the government is supposed to be creating enabling, environment for civil society organizations, for private voluntary organizations, to be providing the necessary, services that are needed in the context of of a drought in Zimbabwe. So this is something that the executive really needs to take back. I think as Zimbabweans, this is not the time for us to be considering such a restrictive legislation that seeks to limit civic space. We also need to look at it from a perspective of a cost-benefit analysis. If you look at the role that civil society organizations have been playing in Zimbabwe, be it in terms of the health sector, be it in terms of the education sector, they've really been assisting government, as it were, to provide these services. So this kind of a bill in a restricted fiscal space that we find ourselves in is really retrogressive and anti the people of Zimbabwe, anti-citizens who benefit from the services that are being given by private voluntary organizations.